Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Strange Exchange, episode 46. Today, me and Rob are going to be talking about some interesting and fun things kind of going on around the world.
Can't say they're all
Anything,
fun, but you know.
it's fun. Anything goes, and it's any kind of fun goes. These are some good things to talk about. Here's your quote by your good old pal Dr. Seuss here. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. You like that? Pretty good, huh? I
Well,
like that one. I like that one. Good old
classic
Dr. Seuss.
man. He certainly knew how to make rhymes with the times. I'm
He
lost
did.
here. I
Good book
guess
too.
Dr. Seuss is like children's.
Yeah, that dude is probably on mushrooms or something.
Maybe on something.
Speaking of mushrooms and other things that grow like them, farmers. What do you think about the farmers in the Netherlands and the people trying to press things on them over there?
So the big thing is, obviously with
Netherlands
the
farmers, Dutch farmers, guys. That's the topic right now.
So with this, I'm really kind of just learning about this. I kind of read briefly over some stuff.
You know what it's for, though. You know what they're doing.
I mean, because it does relate a lot to like American farmers as well. There's a lot that goes on, I think, in farmers worldwide. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. It's tough to put a lot of environmental regulations against farmers. It really is. I'm actually trying to find. I'm going to try to explain the exact regulations that they're trying to impose, so that way people can get a better understanding in case they're kind of in my position where they may not know a whole lot. But I'm gonna try to explain the exact changes that the government over there, the Netherlands, tried to impose. Although there have been a lot of protests, I'll say that. So,
oh, thank God. Yeah, they're trying to. Pretty sure they're trying to make them use certain kind of equipment and then not use certain kind of chemicals and certain things like that. Which, when you say it blatantly like that, it makes sense because chemicals in our food is not good, and we can probably grow food organically. It just would take some time to switch over to it and all that. So I don't think it's something you could just do all at once. But yeah, they're trying to control the farmers over there and force them to change what they're doing and how they're farming through laws over there. And
so what I'm seeing is
kind of
your
frustrating.
government is trying to cut down on the emissions from certain pollutants in the air that come from farms. Obviously, there's a lot of
go for the farmers, the people that make your food. It makes a lot of sense. Go right for them.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing with this. Obviously, I think by now everybody knows cows produce methane gas. We all know that. Yep. That should be a pretty common fact. And methane is certainly not a very nice gas. But what are you going to do? Are you just going to stop fucking producing cows? I mean, there's nothing you can do in that regard, right?
No, we're shutting down the cow plants.
I mean, when you think about like Texas farmers and their cattle farms, there's a lot of cattle and they do produce a lot of methane gas. But just because you space them out doesn't mean it's going to make any less of a difference. So at the end of the day, people still need food, just like these tractors need to run. How are you going to get certain corn products that go in your gasoline to make ethanol, soybeans, which go in majority of school lunches and stuff like that? And they're used as an alternative for certain meat products. There you go, vegetarians. You want to stop that? So there's a lot of factors, and I think I'm always going to be on the side of farmers, though, all the time.
I mean, you gotta be. That's where all our food comes from. Like, I'm not gonna starve because like they want to just like flip the script right now, and like, and I don't want people to starve. I should also say that's mostly important. Like, we have a population to feed. I get it. People want to save the environment. Save the earth and the environment. Like, okay, fair enough. But you can't just flip you can't just flip the sheet over and just like expect it to just like work. Like it doesn't, nothing works like that. Try like putting a cast on with a broken leg for one night, and then like, okay, problem solved, it's done. Like you're gonna wake up and your leg's still gonna be all screwed up. It doesn't. No, it doesn't work. It does not work. It takes
So
time.
basically, what they want to do is they want to cut the emissions down by 50% nationwide, and they want it done by at least the year 2030. So they got just about
Well,
7 years and some months to do that. And it's mostly nitrogen oxide and ammonia.
that's what it looks
Which
like.
that's understandable. I get where they're coming from with that. Now, again, like I said, with the methane gas, that comes from a lot of livestock. So, same with ammonia, it comes in their urine, their feces. It comes from what they ultimately produce. So, they want them to use a different feed for their animals that contain less protein to avoid uh, increasing emissions of ammonia from their waste. However, if we cut down on that, you're going to lose a lot of that fat and that meat in the animal, ultimately causing it to be almost worthless. So, yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one.
I think this is like, yeah, it's super difficult because I mean, you're picking one or the other, and they're both astronomically difficult, huge issues. I
Yep.
think, in my opinion, I think just keeping food coming, and obviously, we should also keep putting research into better ways to try and decrease the production or the negative results of the production of our food and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you can't just do it like this the way they want it done. It doesn't work. We need food. We need to be alive. I mean, what's the point of anything if we're just gonna like, oh, save the earth, but we're all gonna die? Like, what kind of mission is that?
Well, see, here's the
Or
vegans'
slowly
argument,
die.
right? The
They want us to eat
veganism argument
bugs.
is they want to eliminate the consumption of animals, right? And I see their point, but that's not for everybody.
I don't.
That's the thing. Personally, I enjoy eating
Not for
chicken.
me.
I enjoy eating a burger here and there or a steak, and I certainly enjoy seafood. I love it. So you're
Oh
not
yeah.
going to stop me from eating that just because you want me to eat more greens. Look, I'll still
You'll
eat my
hurt the
greens, but
animal.
I'm also going to eat a $20 tuna steak too and enjoy it. So really, I think the big thing with this is not just environmental concerns, it's the increase of commercial farming. They want the bigger businesses to buy up the land and farm it so that these small farmers, those guys that believe in their family style, they've been doing it their whole life, they work their asses off, sun up to sundown, they want to eliminate them from the process so that they can get more land and then they can increase the cost of food everywhere because now they got commercial companies running this stuff
Yep.
instead of having
They
the
want
small
more
farmer getting
McChicken
paid.
production. More McChicken.
Exactly. That's
They want to fill up your
exactly what they want.
supermarkets with McChickens and crappy food so
And
they
they
can just control the
and they
food, control the
disguise it.
people.
They disguise it with this concern as if now all of a sudden the government cares about the environment. Stop it. Really,
Right.
stop it. And it's not just the Netherlands, it is in the United States.
Yeah, definitely not singling out the
I
Netherlands.
watched it personally and I just saw the companies come in and buy up land. Tons and tons of land in order to really just profitize their commercial corporation. They really want to take down the small farmers, those family-owned farms, and then they want to ultimately buy every piece of land that they can, and then they raise the prices on food, on distribution. It's insane, and then they raise the price on fertilizers and seeds and all sorts of pesticides. They raise it so that the common farmer, cannot purchase it. That's what's going on. So by 2030, the Netherlands ultimately wants to eliminate the small town farmer because they can't afford to live by the standards of the commercial companies. They can't. They just cannot, because they're not getting the tax breaks that the companies do. That's ultimately what's going on.
It's all about that control, man. That power.
Exactly. It's who's
Really
filling whose
disappointing.
pockets. That's the thing. It's,
Yep.
oh, this politician's getting paid by this company, right? Of course he's going to side with that company. He's getting paid. He's getting paid for his campaign. He'll be in there forever to knock down the small farmers. Now, here in Minnesota, we've always been a big farm state. We support them as best as possible. However, recently it's been really bad. It's been trending kind of negatively, and I think in the United States it's been trending negatively, but now you can see on an international base going on in the Netherlands. I think this needs to be worldwide. We should all be protesting about this and trying to figure out, hey, how can we continue to produce food for the people without really breaking our banks? That's what we need to be focusing on.
Teach people to grow their own food. Everybody should know how to grow their own food.
Yeah, gardening's not difficult. You just got to pay attention. That's it.
Soil and how much you water. Yep. And weeding. It's literally the
It can
three
be so
fundamentals.
easy. Yeah. The worst thing you got to worry about is Bugs Bunny coming in there and eating your stuff. But
Yeah, and
that's it.
there's methods to control things like that. There's fencing and there's traps and stuff. You can shoot them if you see them. You can set up cameras. There's ways around this stuff. Yes, there's a lot of problems that come with it, like everything in the world. But growing your own food is very, very useful. I have a garden. I was gonna grow some lavender and sell the dried lavender. Unfortunately, I did not, and now I have pumpkins growing in there. Some pumpkins, so kind of experimental garden. But I think if everybody knew how to grow their own food and was educated on it, and wasn't like, oh, it's so hard, I don't understand it, I don't want to
They
do it, I
can
don't want to
feel
take
the
the time.
pain.
Yeah, then
They
it's
can
like,
understand the frustration and
yeah, imagine
everything.
being a farmer
Yeah.
dealing with hundreds and hundreds of acres,
Oh, they're
if
stressed,
not
man.
thousands of acres of yeah, literally
Well, not
all
only
this.
do they got to worry about that, they got to worry about the price of the product going down and
They don't even
dipping.
make any money. They don't
Exactly.
make any
They
money.
a lot of them are lucky to just break even.
Yep.
It's really sad. That's
Some of
why
them go in debt.
um well, the big
A
thing
lot of
is
them do.
I've noticed there's been a lot of transitioning over to soybean product because what does McDonald's fill a lot of
Oh
their
yeah,
their
soy.
sandwiches with? It's that
Soy.
extra soybean product because it's a packing product. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It really it's not going to harm you. It's overall a filler, and that's what really makes it. Okay, now we don't have to use as much beef and all that stuff and spend a ton of money. But I think at the end of the day, yeah, if people started growing their own food, they're going to realize how great natural tasting food is, how awesome it is to
Yep.
have fresh tomatoes and fresh all sorts of fruits and stuff that you can possibly grow. You can go grapes. You can do that. You can try. You can make your own wines. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. And apple trees. Yes, do they take a little bit? Absolutely, they take some time. Takes a couple of years, even more.
Yeah, it takes time to
But
learn this. Nobody has to do this overnight, but just
yeah,
training
it's
your mind
fun.
and learning these things.
Honestly, one of the cool things that I remember from my mother's garden was popcorn. I thought that was the coolest thing ever to grow our own, and it tasted awesome. I was just, I was so thrilled. I was like, I've never thought about like popcorn growth, and it was cool. It was actually very awesome to see that and to do it yourself, and it was awesome. That's all I can say. It makes you kind of feel like, wow, actually, I should just do this myself. I could just make all this stuff myself. I don't have to go to the grocery store and spend those expensive prices because it's only going to go up.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and the seeds don't cost that much. They really don't. They're still
Nope,
pretty cheap.
seeds are dirt cheap, no pun intended. But
So
it's it's very good, very very good to grow your own food. I think everybody on the planet should know how to do it. That is
now,
able to function as an
my
adult
only advice:
person, kid, whatever.
don't plant rhubarb. It will just keep coming.
Rhubarb,
It'll keep coming.
that is a very resistant plant. and it's so stubborn. You can weed whip that thing. It'll be back in a week.
You gotta go right into the root system and clean that whole thing up.
You gotta pull that whole thing out and just take a flamethrower and just burn everything around.
Elon Musk flamethrower and finally put it to bed. Finish it off.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get it really away. It's awesome already. I don't like rhubarb. I do have rhubarb plants, but I usually give the rhubarb to my girlfriend's mom, or I give it to my neighbors.
I hear people do that, like jam stuff, use it, but
rhubarb jam pie. I don't like rhubarb. I wish I did, but I don't.
I used to like it, and then it kept growing and growing, and I said, okay, now I don't like it. It's too much, man. I don't. How are you going to use all that? It's but
it's got antioxidants.
Still, there's always a purpose for this stuff. Now, yeah, in certain climates, you're not going to be able to grow a lot of things. I don't think grow bananas up here. That's unfortunate thing. But what?
Cactus up here though. Somebody I work with grows cactuses in the yard.
I have a cactus plant sitting by the window. I let it kind of sit there.
South Dakota has cactuses.
They will die in the winter, but they can be revitalized. They can come right back.
Somebody has them here in Minnesota. That's from my work. Somebody has them in their yard. Grow outside the house.
Drink cactus.
You might wake up in 2030 with new standards of the Great Reset. You might wake up in the metaverse. Well, that is. What do you think of the metaverse?
I don't think much of it. I honestly,
I think it's stupid.
I pay zero attention to it.
I think that is the most ridiculous.
It's just Second Life. That's all it is. It's for people that can't socialize in public to go on a video game and socialize. And look, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your way of kind of expressing school. However, if we're gonna start selling this make believe VR property and all this stuff, come on now. That's
just gambling.
Get real with the way the world works. Yeah, it is.
It's like the NFT shit.
It's stupid. Yeah, NFTs or some drawing. Get out of here.
I mean, I still don't understand NFTs. To be honest with you, like,
just go buy a piece of art that you actually touch physically. How about that? Go buy a statue.
Fungible token. Fungible.
There you go. Get a 3D printer and start making all sorts of things. See, because then at least you can physically utilize that. Instead of, I own this image for $10,000, which you can only see on the internet. I can print it out, but
I think this is
NFT stuff.
It's always the monkey. It's the monkey. It's like, oh, the monkey's wearing a crown. He's glasses.
This cryptocurrency phase. You know, cryptocurrencies were designed for. They were designed for people to buy stuff online and not get tracked anonymously, so they can buy drugs and they can buy guns and they can buy all sorts of weird things.
How many people got scammed at NFTs?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think drug market is online. It is in person. You don't know you're in person.
Imagine some guy at his family's like, honey, I took all of our savings. I took all of my stocks out, my 401k early, put it all into crypto, all into NFT. You did what? No, don't worry. It's got potential in the future. Don't worry. When we move in the metaverse, we're gonna take the kids. We're gonna move in the metaverse. We'll be rich. I've already got property. Yeah, we're moving there. You know, when we can, when the technology comes out, which is question mark amount of time, but we're gonna have to sleep in a box for a couple. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Sir, what's your address?
Yeah, it's a sacrifice.
I live near the bridge.
Yeah, you know, Highway 20, 25, you know, U25 over there.
Under a bridge. Actually, I live in one of those tent cities in the parking lot. That's where I live.
Yes, dude.
Such a waste of money.
So stupid. I don't even care that I don't understand. I think stupid. And what's with the monkey? What's with the monkey? The monkey looks so stupid. It's a lazy piece of stupid. It's not interesting. It doesn't intrigue me. I don't want to learn more about it. All I want to do is like just make fun of it.
I think the big thing that
Is
is
it just like entitlement? Is it
it.
entitlement? Like,
No,
I have this
I
and you
mean
don't.
it's kind of like the
I have.
poster image for the NFT token. I mean, for what it is, that's really the goal of it. I think to be. It's like the example. You know, you're just setting like, okay, this is what you could own. It's stupid, but I mean, it's there. I don't know. It's just people use it. I don't. Whatever.
I will confidently say and admit and state that I don't go with the metaverse. I don't care about the NFTs. Um, I don't care.
See,
So,
I for one, if you're going to invest in cryptocurrency, I'll tell you this:
is it
do it at your own risk. That's all I can say. It's the same thing with investing in stocks, right? If you're going to invest in something that's risky, you need to really consider: do I have the money and the freedom with my financials to do this? Because if I don't, why am I doing this? That's ultimately it.
They
There's
say
like investing in a stock. You know, yes, it seems like it's low risk, but actually
potential.
people will spend a lot of money into that, and it might go up for a little bit, and then it goes back down.
That's
So,
how the market works. So if you look at the patterns, it's the
but
market is
that's the thing with
always
when you
roller
get a
coaster.
401k, your 401k, they put money into stocks that are not risky. They put them into blue chip stocks that are guaranteed to stay at a fixed rate for the most part. They're never going to really bottom out.
Coca-Cola,
Exactly. Like Coke, like
Walmart.
McDonald's, Walmart. Um, I don't think Amazon's being used for 401ks because I don't think any really online companies are, but you're putting your money into something safe. That's all it can be. Now nothing ever really is safe. I mean, there can always be a big problem, but it's safer than cryptocurrency and it's safer than maybe investing into some upstart pharmaceutical company that has no patents on anything. You know,
Oh man.
it's a risky thing. Um, but
Oh, what the hell?
nice.
Did
We
you hear
learned a little bit
that?
about a disc golf day.
Human bone, a human skull was found in the disc golf. I had a
Oof.
tab open. I was when we were talking about disc golf and stuff, which is awesome, by the way, for anybody who has not played it or doesn't know what it is. But yeah, I was looking at this news or whatever, and like I was looking at disc golf locations, and the little news thing popped up, and it was a human skull found in the Highland disc golf course. That's crazy. What a treasure to find.
um. So obviously, while we were discussing a lot of various topics in our last couple of episodes, we kind of shuttered away from a lot of the regular current events that have been going on.
Oh, there's just been so much stuff. It just doesn't end.
And um, there's a lot of weird things going on. Obviously, you got Russia, Ukraine, that's still
Yeah,
happening.
everybody's out on their boats
Um,
right now, so when they come back and it gets cold, we'll start talking about it again.
um, however, there's that going on. You got still there's a lot of mass shootings that have been happening. But here's your top story of the day: Starbucks is going to close 16 stores.
Oh,
Wow.
what's it for?
For personal safety concerns.
Really?
Yep.
What the hell? Personal safety concerns.
Yep. So here's the locations that they are closing. There are stores in
Oh,
Seattle,
I already know
Los
what this
Angeles,
is.
Philadelphia,
Once I seen Seattle and Los
Washington,
Angeles.
D.C., and
Yep.
Portland, Oregon.
Yep. Now
Um,
this all makes sense.
Now, you
Um,
also have to understand, though, too, there have been a lot of employees with Starbucks that have been trying to unionize. That's been a huge thing. So
must
this
be
is
going
kind of like,
crazy.
um, so basically, the statement from the company is employees are seeing firsthand the challenges of our community's personal safety, racism, lack of access to healthcare, a growing mental health
Racism.
crisis,
Starbucks is racist.
rising drug use, and more. With
Drug
stores in
use makes
thousands of
sense.
communities across the country, we know these challenges can and at times play out within our stores as well. No, it's because you don't want your people to unionize. Let's be honest. And you're saying, well, we'll just close your store
because that
and
means
we'll open up somewhere else.
they have to invest more money into their workers, and
Exactly, because
we
then
don't like
you
that.
have to
That's
get
scary.
you have to give full-time workers health care. You have to give them benefit options. These
Yep,
are all options
that's
they have to have.
Starbucks is like pulling their hair out of their head. Like, no, the
So then
little
hire.
mermaid woman.
I mean, if you got
Ah!
managers working for you, should they get health care? Yeah, because they're a manager. They're running a store. They
Also, the
absolutely
logo is a
should.
siren, by the way. If a siren is like a little like killer
It
mermaid, I'm pretty sure that's not a
draws you
good
in.
thing.
Yeah, it draws you in
Yeah,
with its beauty and its
uh,
song. Yeah,
luring sounds, and then it eats
well,
you. It kills
they're
you,
not
pulls you
luring
in the
me to
water,
Starbucks. I don't even like their
luring to your
coffee.
death, coming to pay you in shitty wages and no benefits. And they're gonna
Just
close the stores on you.
why are they saying safety concerns? How about what Starbucks has been looted? If anybody should be closing, it should be Target. It's not, or Gucci stores and all these other places that have been looted. Best Buy, the stores that actually have expensive things. Who's looting coffee? Like honestly, who's going to Starbucks and looting? Like you think I'm gonna go into Starbucks and instantly know how to make all their weird drinks? No, I'm not gonna know anything.
I better go loot the store. All their
Oops.
cups and coffee grounds. Better break the windows and
Look, espresso
get right
machines are
on this.
expensive. Don't get me wrong; they're hell of expensive. But
Nobody knows that. People are stupid.
but
People are
guess what?
dumb.
People know how to operate. They know how to operate computers. They know how to operate game systems. They know how to put on shirts and these expensive purses. They target stores that specifically fit their wants. That's the thing. They're not gonna target coffee store. Oh yeah, I want coffee beans. Great. No, you're just closing because you don't want your people unionizing and you're threatening them. That's all you're doing. Come on now. This is the same thing with the farming thing. There's an alternative little angle that they're pulling, and they're just not going to talk about it.
Always. There's
BS.
always something under everything. If it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. They're
Yeah.
doing some funny
You
shit,
want to
and they're
fix it.
pulling the rug underneath people
We want to fix
out from
this.
under
Put
them.
everybody to part time, and then it's fixed.
Literally.
Done. But then
If
guess
you're
what?
that
You're going to lose
afraid of that,
employees. You're not paying them the
they're
money that they
actually
want.
probably losing a lot of money from all the stores closing.
You know what I
Tons of
think it is?
money.
I think it's because Starbucks just doesn't, in general, they don't
You
pay
know
that
what?
well.
Starbucks sucks,
So
so I'm just gonna say that. How
you're
about
paying
that?
$5-6 for a coffee
I don't even like
that,
Starbucks.
and then their workers might be making what, 10? I don't know how much they exactly make, but I'm sure it differs everywhere else. But they're not making nowhere near as much. They can sell, let's say, 100 cups of coffee in a matter of an hour. Is it going to make any? Are they going to make anywhere near that amount? No. Hell to the no. So I understand their reasoning. They want to unionize. They want health care. Do I think a barista is a very difficult job? I don't know. I
No,
mean, customer service is definitely not fun, but
I wouldn't say it's a
you're
hard
also not
job.
sitting on a highway laying tar.
Brick or tar, yeah. I don't think it's a hard job. I think it's a stressful job?
Oh, it's
Yes. Do I
God,
think it can be
damn sure it's
tiresome?
stressful.
Yes. I guess it depends on what everybody's definition of hard is. Because, like, to me, a hard job is like
Anything that's
um
stressful is hard. That's the
somebody
way I see
who
it.
like works construction. They work big machinery. A surgeon, a brain surgeon, people who do
Yeah.
surgery, people who help mothers give birth, any kind of doctors, stuff like that. Firefighters, anything where it's like you really got to use your brain, your physical strength, and
Mm-hmm.
keep your emotional intelligence in check all at the same time. And you can say, well, you got to do that at Starbucks. You got to you got to use your brain there. Well, it's like, yeah, yes and no. I mean, to an extent, it's definitely not on the same scale as like laying brick, or which that's a lot of physical strength, or like a surgeon, like a brain surgeon, where you have to be very, very precise with your mental capacity and your focus and know what you're doing. And then maybe like somebody who works at a space station or something. That's a lot of
Well, I guess
intelligence and
we can kiss a Starbucks sponsorship goodbye.
yeah, Which I don't want no freaking sponsorship. That not with you know what? Not even for, if they offered it, I would take it, but I know they wouldn't. But yeah, we can kiss that goodbye. Exactly.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone down
Done
the
is
drain.
done.
It's done.
Yeah, we're gonna rename the show Burning Bridges Podcast. That's the new name now.
I like it. Let's do it.
It's a strange.
Hey,
This is the strange
Starbucks.
change. Burning Bridges.
Burning Bridges. Free cup of coffee for everybody who uses the code BRNB. Starbucks. So you get a free coffee or 30% off your coffee. No benefits though. Moving on.
So obviously, we all know about this gas price hike. We've seen this. This is obviously destroying people's summers.
I just ride my bike everywhere. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is just absolutely disrupting everybody's summer. I know everybody was thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna have a great summer."
Well, my summer.
Now gas prices have just went whew right up. But in other news, we have some good news. Out of Virginia, 4,000 beagles are going to be rescued from a breeding facility.
40,000 or 4,000?
4,000 beagles. There's pictures of these dogs too. It's actually this is the stuff I can't stand sometimes. I can't. They're stuck in like cages and they can't move. They barely have any ground. And beagles are like the coolest looking dogs too. I love them. So this is a big win. That's all I can say. The Humane Society of the United States is going to transfer 4,000 beagles from a research facility in Cumberland, Virginia, to humane societies all across the United States where they can be adopted. So if you're in the market of adopting a dog, the sad part is with adopting a dog is I know that if they don't get adopted in a certain amount of time, they tend to take some really odd measures to eliminate the animal, which that sucks. But so really, if you're interested in a dog and you love beagles specifically, check out your local humane societies. You may see some coming through.
Beagles.
So yeah, I mean, if you check your local humane society, you may have a few of these beagles coming through. Yeah, I recommend.
Beagles are awesome.
However, if you cannot take care of a dog, do not get a dog. For the love of God.
If you don't like pets or can't take care of anything, please don't adopt. Won't do that.
So
bagels, bugles.
Have you? I don't know if you saw this, but Elon Musk is he's dropping out of the Twitter deal, or at least he's trying to.
Really?
He doesn't want to buy it anymore
because it's a big pile of shit.
I think that's probably a good chunk of it. I think what it is too is like you noticed a lot of employees at Twitter were like just not thrilled with him possibly coming in, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah, that's because they know he is all about that freedom of speech, baby. And they're like,
now, do I necessarily think Elon Musk would have made a major difference to it? No, I think at the end of the day,
the algorithms are already set. The internet.
What's done is done. Unfortunately, thanks to the FCC controlling the internet. So really, there wouldn't have been that much of a big deal. I just think Elon Musk should pay attention to the companies he owns. I think he needs to focus a lot on SpaceX, trying to get that off the ground and really trying to push that, because to me, I think commercial space travel, although we are years and years away from that being reasonably priced and even if at all utilized by humans, because I mean, it's going to be a tough one. Do I hope we live in a society like the show Futurama? Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. But
everybody wants a lobster.
Don't you want to go to like a big town and just use those tubes and just travel around the city? You're just sliding through a tube.
That'd be awesome, dude.
Just this pressurized.
I don't necessarily want to live in space because a lot of space movies I've watched, most space movies don't end very well. Or
again, you're watching movies.
Right, but they're, I mean, hypothetical and stuff, but
Oh, I mean,
it's
certainly there's
fiction.
black
Fiction.
holes and there's things out there that definitely can, like in meteors and
I mean, space is very mysterious. We don't know what's out
definitely
there. A lot
ridiculous.
can go wrong.
Like obviously the average temperature of a planet is like a Venus is not
Every
not
other
good.
planet sucks. So yeah, it's pretty much you're out in the middle of like a endless vast ocean with little places to go.
I mean, think of it. This is the surface temperature right now in Venus. This is what they're saying is the average, the mean. 867 degrees Fahrenheit.
Sounds like paradise.
Oh,
You think today was hot? Oh man, 86 degrees today.
so basically you enter the atmosphere, it's game over. It's done. I don't
Oh,
even think
you'd
you could
be
probably get around it, but
eviscerated. You'd be eviscerated if you
um
went on there.
wow.
I mean, that's
Impressive.
besides
Well, did
having
you
no
see
oxygen.
NASA? They started releasing like these images from that this new scope they got. That I don't know exactly what they're calling it. I forget the name, but I've been looking at it because they can show you kind of other universes, things like that. They kind of opened it up a little bit. Um, I think it's really cool that they're doing, and they're opening it up for the public to see. The James Webb Space Telescope. That's what it's called.
The James Webb Telescope.
It's really cool looking. Yeah, this stuff is pretty awesome. If you're into this, I don't
I
know.
love. Oh, to get into
Um,
space.
but basically, they released one image today that kind of describes a galaxy cluster that they caught on this. I mean, it is awesome looking because you got to think now. There's planets there. There's all sorts of things. Think about it. They have their own sun, and then they got something revolving around it. So, to me, this is just cool to think we can at least see what's out there. Can we reach it? No, that's going to be tough.
Well, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said that it would take 55,000 years at the speed of light to get to the next star, assuming that,
Mm-hmm.
typically any kind of planets or places of land are usually orbiting around the larger mass,
Yeah,
larger object, which is the sun or a
well,
star or
basically,
sun.
it's almost right now strategically impossible to try to
It
get this to go.
is hypothetical. It is it's a needle in a haystack possibility to get to another place like
I think
that,
even that's a
like
stretch.
our solar system. Yeah,
I think it
yeah, and
really.
that's just, I mean, that's just pulling it out their ass. I
I
mean,
think it's
that's
an
like,
atom in a haystack. That's how
yeah,
far we are from this. I'm sure we could. I don't know because you'd have to really the speed of light. First of all, I don't think we can travel
that's
at
so no, yeah,
without
we
some
exactly, we
sort
can't
of
even travel that.
some
And
physical
when
ailments coming to a human body.
and when will we be able to travel that? And is it like, is it even possible, like without just
We can't.
turning
I
into
don't think we can.
dust?
Exactly. I think it's
Right
too
now,
much.
it seems impossible, but hey, when someone says something impossible, someone eventually does it. That's the weird thing about that word impossible. And it's like,
It's
what
not
the
going to
hell?
happen in our lifetime. They're not even going to have the
What?
research enough in our lifetime.
What do you mean
Hell
we
to the
can?
no.
What do you mean we can talk to each other when we're not next to each other? Like, we can what? A phone, dude? Wake up! What's all this talk about a phone? It's 19. It's 1720. What does this talk about a phone? What do you mean phone?
It's 1920. Yeah, you want to talk on the phone?
I think
Yeah,
there
no.
was
See,
phones in that. There was phones in 1920. I'm pretty sure.
well, man, certainly something. They had the telegram. They had the telegram in the 1800s, so they were able to contact at least that way.
1876 was the first phone
Yeah, but come on.
by definition. I mean, it was no Nokia, but
What I mean,
your your
it is
voice, just
cool.
like your voice a little bit ago when you said well, you're like, well, it was like like echo. It
Good.
was
I
the
hope it
weirdest
stays in
thing.
there. I hope it stays
Yeah, it
in there.
lasted like a second. It was so weird. It caught me off guard. It kind of spooked me a little. What the hell was that? I was like,
Yeah,
well,
I don't have a voice changer. It just does that automatically.
that was like
No, I mean,
leg.
good old. I guess yeah. Technically, humans, we have the curiosity and we have the the idea of innovation,
Who's
at
more
least I can't
curious than
say.
us? There's nothing. I mean, besides a cat, that's like second place,
Yeah, exactly.
or a monkey.
I mean, everybody always says, "Oh, animals are the dumbest human." Dumb, God damn it, humans are the dumbest animals in the kingdom. But look at us,
People
man.
just say that. I
We
mean, when they
are
say that,
we
they're
are
using emotion,
miles.
though.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
when
Yeah. So
people
what? A
say it, they're
dolphin's
they're
smart. What
angry
is a
at someone.
dolphin's
A
smart? But I don't see a
dolphin compared to
dolphin
us,
making shit.
dolphins are smart, but they're nowhere near like
Yeah,
the.
exactly.
Yeah, they're not 180. You're not gonna find a dolphin with 170, 180 IQ.
See,
Like, it's not
we
gonna
went
happen.
through our Neanderthal phase. If you think about it, monkeys, they've been doing a lot of work with monkeys, and they're
How'd that
starting to
work?
kind of push them past into that caveman phase for them, where they can start to kind of figure out, okay, this is a tool. We have to use the, they're working with it. I think it's cool. Um, I also think it's very scary because if you watch Planet of the Apes, this is not a
Oh
very
man,
comfortable
monkeys are
situation.
scary, dude.
When you
Don't.
start, because they're unpredictable. That's the thing. They're
They're
very unpredictable.
strong, unpredictable. They're fast.
So we got people
They
teaching
can
them how to
figure.
use tools.
They can. Why can't people just let the monkeys be monkeys? Why do you need to make them smarter? Like,
In fact, here's a fun fact for you. Believe it or not, prostitution actually
oh,
happens in the animal kingdom. There
what?
has been some study that a female monkey would exchange sexual services for food with another monkey.
What the hell?
Yeah, believe it. This is
I mean, that
insane.
kind of.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I mean, is that prostitution or is that just
It's
a
yeah,
gold
I mean
digger?
it's a bribe. It's like
Is it
here, I'll give you food in exchange for this. That was actually like an exchange. Is it prostitution? Yeah, of course it is. If it was filmed, it would be pornography. But it's not.
Thank
See,
God.
there's a
Thank God it's
stretch.
not filmed.
But no, that's the thing. Monkeys, I think they have there's a brain power there that they can understand. However, there's also that lack of tolerance. So they're going to have that kind of unpredictability. You don't know what they're going to do. Can they tolerate the same things humans can? No, they cannot. There's
Absolutely not.
no
You put
way
a
in
monkey in a room
hell.
with a bunch of glass sculptures, man. It's gonna be a mess.
It'll
There's not
be
gonna be
funny to
anything left.
watch, but it's going to be a mess.
Oh, that monkey would have a field day in a room with those.
See,
Like, "Oh,
that's
I
the
can break
thing
all
with
this
like
stuff and freak
so
out and
When Neil deGrasse
jump
Tyson
around."
when he says that it's going to take this long just to get to a new galaxy. Technically, yes. Does it sound impossible? Absolutely. But I suppose nothing is off the table. We can do our work. I certainly am not going to be a part of the
Wormholes.
research because I am not as smart as some other people out there. I have
Do you
no
want to be
brain power to do that.
spaghettified, Rob? Do you want to be spaghettified?
No, no. I suppose if I'm going to die, though, I mean, I guess it would be kind of honorable because at least
You know
you
how many people are gonna
participated.
have to die for that? I feel like, or well, I guess you don't have to send people. I guess you
See, the
could
thing is,
send
I
like
would rather, I
robots.
suppose, I would rather die. If I'm going to die, I want to be in space at least. If I'm going to be in some sort of aerospace program, I want to be at least in space, not
Yeah.
like the Challenger where I blow up mid-flight. I don't want to be stuck there because it's like, well, shoot, I didn't even get to my destination. I didn't even get out of the atmosphere before I ended up blowing up. It's not funny, by the way, but it is very unfortunate. It's like Bad Luck Brian. And it's
Oh
a
yeah.
sad,
Oh dude,
sad day.
classic meme.
Hey, mom, I got picked to go on a flight. He goes on the
Oh,
Challenger.
oh man, I got a free flight. Oh, where is it, honey? I got a free flight of the
But
Challenger,
see,
mom.
but now the thing is, we gotta first of all, we have to put people on on Mars before we even consider going to any other planet in another galaxy. Before we even consider the idea of space travel to that extent, we have to get people on Mars. We've been putting rovers there. We don't put Matt Damon there. I don't want to see no more movies like that. Put
Matt
real
Damon,
people there.
he's
All
the
right.
Martian.
Yeah, I want to see some real
Marsh.
study there. Not from Bezos either. I don't want Bezos going up
Oh,
there.
dude, that guy, man.
He needs to focus on making Amazon less of a monopoly. But
Yeah,
he's
that dude is an alien. We should send him back up there.
yeah, he should. Yeah, send
Oh,
him on.
there goes our Amazon. There goes our
Yeah,
Amazon ads.
yeah, goodbye.
No,
No
I
more.
don't
Yeah,
even
no
think
more
they do.
Amazon.
I don't think they even need to do any kind of podcast. I've never even heard like Joe Rogan or any other popular podcast have an Amazon.
No, because
Ad.
they don't need to.
No, but they already pretty much
Amazon doesn't need to pay people to promote their stuff because they're getting it. They're doing it on TV, but
shit's paying for
um,
itself.
yeah, basically, I think they have enough subscribers to
Oh
not really
yeah,
worry.
I don't think I don't pay for. I don't have Amazon anymore. I learned my lesson. I learned that it's addicting to
Yeah, I
just
mean
shop on
that's
there. Some people
I
learn the
think the
hard way.
nice thing with like podcasts is when you see those smaller companies kind of get their name out there. That's how like Black Rifle kind of grew to their success.
Oh,
Um, and obviously with like Dr. Squatch, Manscaped. Manscaped used to be just a podcast thing. Like they were getting talked about, and then all of a sudden now it's in stores everywhere.
yep,
So your balls will thank you. um,
big time.
but yeah, I think
Everything's
that's
about
kind
the
of nice,
balls.
And then like all sorts of various other products that are out there, new foods. They had like I hear dog food ones for like a new blend, something that's not like pedigree, but it's super expensive. There's all sorts of great things, and that's the beauty in it, I suppose. We
Lots
don't
of
have
great
to hear
products.
Amazon. We don't have to hear all sort. I mean, I still have to hear all the ridiculous
Wait,
ones
Amazon. Boom, bada, boom, boom, boom.
like what's the one that kind of really annoys me?
We are farmers.
No, probably NordVPN. That one, I hear that a lot.
Oof,
Oh, it does kind of get to me after a while. It's like, okay, we get it, but you can be
sucks.
anonymous in a different way too. Still, your data is going to be mined regardless. Sorry, you can't avoid that.
I mean, that really sucks, man. Tell you what.
Um,
Well,
but I think that should wrap it up. I think we wanted to cover just some random topics of the day.
kind of a refresher.
We got a good
I
rant in
think I
there.
like this. I think I like these current event things. I think I'd like to do more of these. I
See,
just like
now
talking about
here's the
different
thing,
stuff
right?
going on.
We could have sat here for an hour and talked about the Capitol January 6th stuff, and we sat here, but it's like what? No, let's talk about the things that people maybe don't want to hear. Maybe let's talk about the things that
And then
people
they
don't
find
care to
out,
hear.
and then they find out they actually do want to hear that stuff, and they're like, you know what?
That's a
On
good
second
one.
thought, I think I came to the right place. The strange exchange. Where else would I
Exactly.
rather be?
So tune into the
Yes.
Strange Exchange every
So
week.
thank you to everybody who listened to this episode. Really appreciate it. Anything helps, any kind of attention, give us validation. We need it. Just kidding. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure you guys stay strange. All right.